Buhari, those days, all of us, many of us, let me put it that way, many of us had the feeling that he's a man of integrity. And there's something to show for it. At least till today, it's one of the past Nigerian leaders that has not built mansion for himself. All others, name them, even including vice, whether it's during the military, vice president or vice whatever.
During civilian.
They all, settled themselves very well.
Their fingers, sir.
Yes. Okay, good. Integrity is good. But exposure is important. The intelligence, very, very important. Because if you don't have the other two, people around you, because you cannot, as a president, as the primate, you cannot do all these things alone. You need people surrounding you to assist you in doing these things. And they must be intelligent either. So if you yourself, you are not intelligent, you just buy anything they tell you.
Yes, sir.
Because in a lot of my discussion with my fellow head of churches, Daddy, don't worry. Let us put him there. He will learn on the trade. Nigeria cannot afford any man that is going to learn on the trade for another 8 years. We can't. This is not the time. We need a man with a track record. We need a man that is well exposed. And then we need a person with the fear of God. So I just laugh at this country when police will be waiting for order from the presidency to arrest somebody that has done wrong. What's the business of your job is, you are a policeman. The president is not a police guy. Your job is to arrest the person and prosecute the person according to the law. But the fear is, he's the son of the Senate president. He's the son of the speaker. He's the son of the president. That's why that's where we got it wrong. In the Nigerian mentality, we say, after all, I heard something from him. After all, I heard something. It's me. Oh, I still prefer him. Okay, that one, what did he give me? That one, what did he give me? Except God help us to change that mentality.
Amen, sir.
We are in serious problem. We are in serious problem.
When I came in 2018, you were so angry to the extent, sir, with total honor, sir, that when I asked you, your candidate for 2019 election, you said if you meet President Buhari, you will appeal to him that, please, sir, kindly go and rest. I love you. At that time, you said, one, Omoyele should rest your preferred, and that we should encourage him. So now, 4 years after now, how did you feel now?
Number one, I feel vindicated. No, that's number one. Number two, you see, one, leadership criteria is not enough for a true leader. Buhari, those days, all of us, many of us, let me put it that way, many of us had the feeling that he's a man of integrity. And there's something to show for it. At least till today, it's one of the past Nigerian leaders that has not built mansion for himself. All others, name them, even including vice, whether it's during the military, vice president or vice whatever. They all, settled themselves very well.
Their fingers, sir.
Yes, but he remains the only one. Okay, good. Integrity is good, but exposure is important. The intelligence, very, very important. Because if you don't have the other two, people around you, because you cannot, as a president, as the primate, you cannot do all these things alone. You need people surrounding you to assist you in doing these things. And they must be intelligent either. So if you yourself, you are not intelligent, you just buy anything they tell you.
Yes, sir. I agree with you.
And then they will lead you wrongly at the end of the day.
Okay.
Except you are well exposed and well intelligent for you not to be led astray. So that, so we need those three combinations. We also need, for today, according to your question,
yes, sir,
you need a man with track record. We cannot afford, as mentioned it earlier, even some certain things looks good. A beginner, because in a lot of my discussion with my fellow head of churches, Daddy, don't worry, let us put him there. He will learn on the trade. Nigeria cannot afford any man that is going to learn on the trade for another 8 years. We can't. This is not the time. We need a man with a track record. We need a man that is well exposed. And then we need a person with the fear of God. Those three, there are more, leadership criteria.
Yes, sir.
But those are the three we need when it comes to political. Yeah. Well exposed. I will not even use exposure alone, because sometimes we made the mistake. All these former soldiers who went for military training in India for 6 months,
yes, sir,
in UK for 6 months, they said, oh, they are exposed. They are not exposed at all. They don't know. They have only seen good roads in those countries. They don't know how they make them. They have never been to parliament. They don't know how to discuss, how they will take decisions, and the executive will be bound to execute those decisions. And not, we need somebody who has regard for rule of law. It's not only execute the ones that suit you and the one that does not suit you, because there are some decisions today in Nigeria by the court that the federal government has not executed.
Yes, sir.
Running into years. And leadership is by example. So what example are you creating for the governors? If the presidency ignore the decision of the court, it's not good. So we have to lead by example, but primarily we need somebody who is intelligent, who cannot be easily manipulated. When you have intelligence,
of course,
let me tell you one thing. Even if my people who are working closely with me make a draft,
yes, sir,
I'm intelligent enough to correct their draft. But if I don't have the intelligence, I will just be happy for the draft and send it out with all the mistakes that are in. So it takes intelligence. We need somebody who will be able to correct, even if you have a secretary to the federal government who has a PhD, you must be intelligent enough to correct his drafts. And not just go out and say, read what he writes. So you must be well exposed. You must obey the rule of law. You must know that leadership is by example. And you must be ready. See, all these things they are doing in Europe.
Yes, sir.
Europeans are not different to any African or any South American. It is the rule of law that captures them, that made them to be afraid. They don't want to go to jail.
Okay.
In Europe, the son of the president will make a mistake and will be arrested immediately. They don't need, I just laugh at this country when police will be waiting for order from the presidency to arrest somebody that has done wrong. What's the business of your job is, you are a policeman. The president is not a police guy. Your job is to arrest the person and prosecute the person according to the law. But the fear is, he's the son of the Senate president. He's the son of the speaker. He's the son of the president. That's why that's where we got it wrong.
Okay.
Then, thirdly, we must have the fear of God in the sense that we must provide amenities for the masses, the same amenities we have to use ourselves. We cannot be flying all over and be preparing bad roads for the people, death trap for the people to use. And even we are using taxpayers' money, and we expect the people to be grateful. For what? You are just doing the job you have been elected to do, and it is their money you are spending. For God's sake, in the first case, it's not your money.
Okay.
If you spend your own money, they can applaud you. But you are using taxpayer money to do something, and you expect the people to come and buy Ashoebi and then come and meet you somewhere and be dancing and be beating drums.
Kai.
So that is where we got it wrong.
I mean, singing for the governor or the minister or the president that you are just
we just need those three criteria in any leadership for 2023. People with track record, people who knows what they are doing, who have done it before, and people can say, look, this is what he did, who have built people and not self-centered. So,
but if you look at it now, before we round up, if you look at 2023 now, you look at everybody in town, from they say this one is there, this one is there. They say, okay, Tinubu is old, age is not on his side. Oh, Atiku, no, I will never go there. Okay, they say, okay, Peter Obi, okay, fantastic. Okay, they said, okay, this person, sir. Who do you think? Okay, we still have Showore around, your preferred candidate in 2019, sorry, sir. But who do you think among them fit in that kind of person? Because we've seen all of them, we've seen who they are and what they are. We see my friend Dr. Okikiola is also aspiring former governor of Abia State. We have a lot of them. But sir, with total honor and with the sense of a masses-oriented sense of judgment, sir, who do you think can really make things work for us? Because we're talking about light now. I'm sure you are on JNH or something, but look at it. Who do you think can do it in 2023? In the right sense of it, sir?
In my own opinion, by the grace of God, I don't walk just by sight, but by the Spirit. The major thing is those things that I've told you already.
Okay, sir.
So it's now left to us, to all of us, to see who fits in, who brings along those three criteria. Somebody may be young, but may not have the track record, as we have said, when it comes to politics. Somebody may be old, may be too old. Somebody was asking me a few days ago, I said, even among the aspirants, anybody, to me, not the spirit, personally, yes, anybody that's above 75 should be counted out. It does not mean that an 80-year-old person has nothing to offer. People should not get me wrong. Personally, I'm thinking of the rigor of that office, how rigorous that office is, and the confession of the President Buhari, of the president that, oh, the office is wearing me out. He confessed,
yes, sir,
openly.
Of course.
So, yeah, because this office, it's not, you don't need to run around, but you need to read a lot. And if you cannot do it, people will deceive you. When you cannot even read newspaper, it's people that will read it and tell you what is in the newspaper. And it's what we are human beings. What you want to hear is what they will tell you. Okay. That people are complaining. Sometimes we blame leadership without knowing what leaders are going through. It's possible, theoretically, that nobody is telling him that people are complaining. Okay. It's possible.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, people, Daddy, Babasa, people love you. They will just be singing your praises into your ears every day, and you will think you are doing the right thing while the whole country is complaining,
burning,
and it's not getting to you because you yourself, you cannot even take newspaper and read it. So that is where I will not call it generally age, I will call it agility. Okay. Because there are some people...
Agility.
There are some people who are still young, who are old, who are still agile.
Like our former Baba, President Olusegun Obasanjo.
Yes.
I give kudos to him.
Yes. I see the chancellor of this church, Papa Chufulahun, I think he should be around 95.
Jesus.
Yes. Just celebrated his birthday recently.
Okay.
Even he has a stick, but he's not using the stick to walk. He doesn't even use glasses to read. That Papa at 95.
That's a fantastic gene.
Yes, that is it. It's the grace.
Grace.
Not everybody. That's why we cannot use age as a measure, as a yardstick, because everybody is not the same. I've seen in a country, if I'm not mistaken, it should be Malaysia or Indonesia. It's one of those two countries that after the president, when he was young, took the country to higher ground.
Okay, that's Kim Liu Kenyu.
I don't even remember the name.
Yeah.
When I say the story, maybe you will know because as a journalist. So he handed over leadership to other people, and they started running the country, and they started now running the country aground. The people said they want Baba, it's over 80. They want that man back as president. Okay. Somebody who has left the position Resigned. For over 10, 20 years. The people of that country were yearning for him to come back.
Okay. Jesus.
Because of the mismanagement of the youth. He had integrity, but the people he handed this country to had no integrity. They just want to amass wealth and, run the country anyhow they like. So the people of the country were yearning that the man should come back. And he came back. They elected him. It's not by fiat, not by, by coup or anything. They elected him, and because of his age, he just spent 2 years and handed them, said, please, don't do the same thing again. After 2 years, continue. Vice President, to take over. One can only support them. It's either Malaysia or Indonesia. I think it's
Malaysia.
Yeah, I think it's Malaysia. Because it's a country that was lower than Nigeria in 1960. Nigeria was in every yardstick better than Malaysia. Malaysia is 100 times better than Nigeria today. Because of what? Because
integrity.
Yes, leadership. Nigeria must stop at saying the best president we would have ever had. Because that's the same thing they said to Olunowo after he died. There was, for students of history, one of these coups in the late 60s, early 70s. The purpose was, I think it is the coup of Nzegu or something like that, I don't remember very well, but one of the soldiers planned the coup to install Awolowo as the president, to do to Nigeria what he did to Western region. Because Western region was the leader, was the best product of Nigeria that time. What we were doing in Western region was better than East Europe. No country in Africa was close. Stadium was the first stadium in Africa. Television was the first television in Africa. Even South Africa that is so advanced, they were not close to Western region.
Even France didn't have a television before us.
All these Eastern European countries have no television. When Western region had television, Romania, Hungary, name them, Poland, and so on. They had no television. Western region had television. So they wanted Awolowo to do the same thing, but the powers that be will not, because some leaders in Nigeria with names, they are self-centered. They are not thinking about Nigeria, about the masses.
Go.
It's so difficult because with this political something, it's really very difficult to get the right leadership. Sometimes it takes the army. Because in the case of Malaysia, it was the army that brought that man. When he performed wonderfully well and left the stage, that's why the people now were asking for him to come back and redeem that country again, which the young people have molested, bastardized to some extent. So that's why we need somebody who's not too old, as far as I'm concerned, below 75, with track record. What you have done somewhere else, anywhere, in any state, come and do it for Nigeria.
The man is Malaysia, a world oldest leader, 92-year-old Mahathir Mohamad.
God bless you.
Yes,
it's Malaysia.
They brought him back to power.
It is Malaysia that came to Nigeria to take this grand palm kernel, and they become the world producer today. They are the world #1. That time, Nigeria was the leader. And now we lost everything because of this new leadership. Sheikh Gowon is he an old man?
No, sir.
Gowon was even was a bachelor when he became the head of state.
Yes, sir.
He married while he was head of state.
In power. He married Lady
So
Victoria
you know what type of youth are we looking for? Most of the youth today, they just want to enrich themselves first and then maybe take care of the state. Another problem I had with some of them, the spirit was telling me, even this man looks good, that man looks good, is that when they get there, they have been helped by these corrupt leaders. They cannot, when they get there,
you're talking, sir.
They cannot do anything against them. They can't. The only one that probably can do something has no experience, had no track record. So we are in a mess. It's only God that can deliver us. Only God can deliver us. All the ones somebody. I don't want to mention. I will not even mention his position because it will be so easy to trace. If somebody had become the head of a federal government parastatal, is he not somebody, one of these politicians, corrupt politicians, who recommended him?
Yes.
So do you think if he eventually become the president of Nigeria, he can do anything against that?
No, sir. No, sir. He can't.
That is the thing.
We have a lot of them, bright young
young one, but they have been helped one way or the other. Yeah, pay back.
And they have to pay back.
Yes.
The same corrupt system that brought them to power.
So, and you'll be wondering, we are all yearning for this young man. We never knew that he can do this. Why is it? He will still spend his 4 years. If care is not taken, he will even spend 8 years. Because once you are power of incumbency,
yes,
once you are there, you have the money to spend around
and maneuver
for people to re-elect you. So that is but there's nothing beyond God. That's one thing I believe.
Beyond God.
Yes, nothing is beyond God. God will find his own way. We should try, continue to teach the people, don't mortgage your life.
Don't mortgage. I mean, where they are
with a loaf of bread.
They are giving them bread. No, they are even sharing beans now. They are even sharing
rice, bag of rice.
No, what they are Indomie, not Indomie. They are sharing chin now. Plantain chips for them.
Rice,
yes,
beans. Yes. 5 kilo beans, 5 kilo rice.
Derica, 1 derica. Then little Indomie, they go and buy just for them to eat.
And
just
branded gari.
And the Nigerian mentality, we say, after all, I ate something from him. After all, I ate something. It's me. I still prefer him. That one, what did he give me? That one, what did he give me? Except God help us to change that mentality.
Amen, sir.
We are in serious problem. We are in serious problem.
We need deliverance.
Really, it's not a joke. We need deliverance.
Oh my God!
Because
I see old women fighting over 1,000, 2,000. One will leave a business. They might tell John one PDP. Give me 5,000.
We thank God for social media. I don't know when election was done somewhere in the southwest. BBC Yoruba captured it. Both radio and TV. They saw one old woman running. Mommy, Boletimbo, where are you coming from? They were speaking Yoruba to her.
Yes, sir.
Because probably she doesn't even understand English. But it's BBC Yoruba anyway. Where are you coming from? I'm coming from that place. They gave us 2,000, but I heard that they are sharing 4,000 there. So that's where I'm going to. Can you imagine? That is what our politics has become.
And
But
then,
Mama Olomate Jochubu.
what's the name of that Ekiti bishop? Bishop of Catholic Church Ekiti, that very strong man, Tamari Ekiti. He was talking that day, said, when they want to do voting, he said, he was standing. He now said, Bishop, mighty Batemi, Kabiolo Batire, no.
The last election, I went to where I usually vote. And behold, a woman over 80, just standing in my front when money was being distributed. Kí n sọ Yorùbá, wọ́n pín owó. Ìyá fi mí sílẹ̀, ó lọ gba owó. Mo wọ kásọ̀tù, mo dé fìlà tí mo máa ń dé nítorí òrùn. Kí ni ìyá sọ ìgbà tí ìyá dé? Ìyá ní bíṣọ̀bù ó jẹ́ yọ agbátẹrẹ náà.
You give 5,000.
Can you believe?
It's
unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
This is very honest man, you know. So we need deliverance
We need
from
it.
the mentality, slavery. We call it dependency syndrome.
Yes.
Which is a very bad disease, you know. But before we want to round up now because it's like we should keep going on today because you have a lot to give us. But
Thank you.
Let's even ask you before we round up. At your age, these are just 3 more questions. Goals you expect from yourself at 70. What are those goals you expect from yourself at 70, sir?
What I expect.
Yes, from yourself.
Yes, is two ways.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, I feel fulfilled, but I still have a lot of visions for this church. You see, when a selfless leader is doing something,
Yes, sir.
he's not doing it for himself to enjoy whatever comes out of it. For example, we are developing now a new Primate Villa. We have the lodge, library, chapel, museum, many other things. It's a very large expanse of land. But these are things that can take over a decade or even more to complete. And I may not be the primate. So I'm not doing it that I can use it. I'm not interested. I just want something befitting for the primate of this church. Simple.
Something befitting. As
Yes.
Legacy.
Yes.
Legacy project.
Exactly. For the church. Not for personal gain or personal use. Whereas a lot of people is when, if they don't benefit, even as man of God, if they don't benefit from something, they are not much interested.
I know.
It's the one that they will benefit partly from it, that they will be interested in. That has never been
Your priority.
my priority in anything that I do.
And if I don't answer this question from here, I won't forgive myself if I live here. It's 2. Recently, we saw the video of one Pastor Olunowo telling the church in London. He said, today we are going to have a resident pastor 2. He said, the first resident pastor, 1 is the wife, Mrs. Kemi Ashimolowo, that the number 2 is Toby Ashimolowo.
His son.
His son. He said, hey, these young men are retiring their fathers. Eish! They said the whole church should pray for him. That is 1. Then the other one in Otta, kilometer 10, he has made his son, the one in London. He has put his son in America. He has also brought 1 here. Whereas there are people that grew in that ministry. Then that is 1. Is there anything, is it biblical that God calls you and after running the ministry, you hand over to your children? You know, it has become a recurring decimal in church. What is the purpose of the Bible towards this? Because you are in that.
We have good examples in the scriptures.